मेर दा बोलना तुदया दास वाहे गुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नमः जुगाद गुरे नमः सत गुरे नमः श्री गुरुदेव। वाहे जी का खालसा, वाहे गुरु जी की फतेह। The understanding today is very simple. We are going to build up Sikh thought. What is a Sikh and what is not a Sikh? The word Sikh means student, one who learns, and qualifying factor is the one who learns become learned. So to be a Sikh is Gyan Bodh. It's a consolidated learning. It's a character of a learned person. Learning which does not make a character is not learning. It is knowing. There's a difference between a learned and a knowledgeable person. Person who knows but cannot practice, person who knows and practices. The performance is automatic and performance is not automatic. Sometimes you sport the life with a thought. I give you an example. The difference between a Sikh and a non-Sikh. If Sikh is rich and very rich, and he has earned his money being rich, he is qualified, successful and is rich. But his priority is Satguru. His priority is Guru. His priority is the goodwill of the Guru. His priority is the concept of the Guru, not his richness. If his priority is rich and his knowledge about the Guru is perfect, he is not a Sikh. There is a very definite lifeline which we all have to pursue. Let there be no misunderstanding. Because it is not a religion, it is a reality. It is a reality where there is a priority dominates the rest of life. If one is a Sikh, one has Guru. If one has Guru, then the priority goes to the Guru, not to the Sikh. And therefore every aspect of life is without security and insecurity. That's why one who is a Sikh and has no priority of the Sikh teachings, has no priority of the Sikh Guru, has no priority in stating the priority that the Guru's word, cannot call himself or self happy. And for a Sikh to be unhappy is very difficult. Because the personality prevails. Because the personality represents the Guru. Personality has no personality, dedicated life. And that sometimes you will find Sikhs are not happy. Because they know what Guru says, they practice what Guru says. It is just like in the morning you live a different life, in the afternoon you live a different life, in the evening you live a different life, at night you live a different life. You cannot, you have to have one steady life. Life is one life given by one God as one gift. So don't misunderstand that there is something wrong with the Guru's teaching, there is something wrong with the Sikh learning. and there is some enforcement, and some are lucky and some are not lucky. That's not the Sikh way of life. Sikh way of life is a life of very great clarity. Because once you understand that you are a Sikh of the Guru, and then every action you do and you take or you move and take it under the guidance of the Guru, then you have no responsibility whatsoever of doing wrong. Then it has to be right. Now in the modern time as we are passing today, in next 21 years you will find people very unhappy and absolutely empty. Like you are very proud of United States. What a pride a country can have which have $4 trillion loan, public debt. What a pride a government can have which cannot pay its bills. What a pride a government can have which cannot take care of 1/3 of its people. What a pride a government can have which is absolutely cannot take care of its young people, and absolutely they are the poorest of all the lot. What a poor country that can be which has only 18 to 20 family which hold the entire wealth of the country. What that country can be proud of which has nothing but controlled by the lobby, the money and the influence, and it has no reality of its own, of a common man. What you can be proud of that country which in 200 years have depleted all these resources to the point its waters are not as waters, its mountain and not as mountains, its forest and not as forest, and now its people are not as people. We understand how it got established, but we understand how it is living because it did not live under the guideline of the forefathers which laid out very clearly and very correctly the rules for living. It did not. Exactly our father Guru Gobind Singh and our gurus laid down all the capacity of the humans and how to deal with poverty and richness and everything. It's very surprising to me that when I was in one place called Boston and I went to the Indian Sangat. They have a Gurdwara now, fortunately, and I met the Granthi. And I said, how is everything? He said, everything is very great. We have 1 week we come to the American Gurdwara, another week they all come there. I said, that's very cooperative, but everything is going well. He said, no. I said, what is wrong? He said, wrong here is the rich Sikh doesn't talk to the poor Sikh. It was most shocking to hear that it is a monetary division, it's a cultural division, it's a caste division. Man has always tried to make a tribe like a group. Myself, my wife, my children. But they don't understand that was BC. It was a couple thousand years ago when we were living in caves. So what we have created, God diminished our caves, now we call them homes. An animal brute who only survived on just personal impulse and greed like animal is not gone. If you look around, you will find this as a fact. Me, my wife, my children, and if you have just gone little better, my relatives, that was not true. Sikh Guru gave us Sangat and Pangat. Sangat was Snehagat, that affection. Sneh means affection. Sneh means congregation of affection, love and social structure. That's called Sneh. Gat means where you have the freedom, where you get salvation. So Guru gave us Sangat. Sangat lag tariye, Everywhere you find the teaching of a Guru is to come through congregation. Now, if a congregation is rich Sikh and a poor Sikh, and a Patat Sikh and non-Patat Sikh, Amrit Taris and non-Amrit Taris, if we are creating a division, what we are creating? We are living a caveman's tendency, caveman's reality. In America, we have a trouble. There was 1 million blacks one day on the streets of the Congress. Tomorrow there will be 1 million white on the street of the Congress. We cannot even solve the color. So technically, if we have to survive in this country, we have to understand that we have let that tendency of a duality go. There is a very powerful divide and rule situation in man's mentality. This will never be solved. So long it is not solved, man's progress is no more progress, but it is a two-legged animal, whether it wear black clothes or it wear white clothes. It doesn't make any difference. Those who live this life shall perish lonely and unsolved. This is our experience of 5,000 years. We human did not give up this tribal force until we realized that with this tribal force we are self-destructive, we are lonely and we are impossible. And we are living in a personal contempt as a human, and that's why Guru gave us Sangat and Pangat. Pangat, Sangat is Snagat, Pangat is Panagat. It means where you got solved problem. In Pangat we sit, we eat together, whether there's a king or there's a beggar, we have no distinction. That was the fundamental idea. Ape hi mar jaange jehde jeth painge rah, those who shall die their own death, which follow in the month of June heat and start traveling through the desert. Nobody has to harm anybody. Nobody has to solve anybody's problem. Person has to solve his problem by the word of the Guru. And if the words of Guru cannot solve somebody's problem, there's not going to be any solution anywhere. That's what the next 20 years are coming on us. We are not us. We are not our egos. We are not Punjabis, we are not Germans, we are not Japanese, we are not South Americans, we are not North Americans, we are not Californians, we are not New Yorkers. We are just Sikh. That's the first priority person has to understand when a person deals. And in that dealing, what is the priority? Who's the guiding security? Is that Guru's word or one's personal own thing? If one is still a person calling himself a Guru and does not understand the guidance of the Guru's word, then one is just misguiding the word. Misguiding the word in other means is misguiding oneself. You cannot have technique. It is very unfortunate that people do not understand every person can see through everybody. It is amazing. What I learned in Boston was a great eye-opener to me. There was a mother and a father. They said, Yogi Ji has come, let us go and listen to his lecture. The children said, we will not go. And they said, why not? He said, for all these years you have been abusing this man, and today you want to go and listen to his lecture. We will not go. If you take us there, we'll tell him that how much abusive you are. So finally, there was a fight in the family. Mother took a chance. She came and asked me. She said, we were supposed to come and see you today. We couldn't. Our children refused to come. And children told parents, you are hypocrites. We do not want to go with you because you have been abusing this man in this house and we have been listening all along, but today we will not go with you to cooperate. Shocked me. And then I said, well, I like to see the children myself. I like to see those brave children who have taken a stand. So finally a meeting was arranged and I asked them, I said, when your parent asked to come and see me, you should not have refused. He said, they are not our parents. They are ugly, cruel people. And then they laid it out flat, how they misuse them, how they tell them what to do. And I say, you are good-looking Sikh children. He said, well, that we learned from the Granthi of the Gurdwara. He said, we cut our time of play, we come to the Gurdwara and we learn from him because we want to be Sikhs. And shockingly, he told his father, on the very presence, in my premises presence, he said, tell me where it is written to drink, where it is written what you do as my father. I was shocked that 9-year-old man, I can call him a man, took a stand. He said, all your life, you have never been a Sikh and you pretend to be the best. And now, you have separated the Gurdwara. That's why we do not want to tell you, you are you can throw us out. It is amazing trend which is happening. It amazed me that how young people are seeking to be Guru Sikhs and how irrational their parents are. And his father, who was very educated, who was a very powerful engineer and everything is fine, he said, well, it was my blindness. I never saw it that way. Similarly, we as Sikhs have to understand in the essence that there is a child in us, a very innocent child, that is our Atma, that's our soul. It shall revolt. It shall one day revolt. And that revolt will be not very desirable. Those of us who grow take means leaning on, taking shelter. In Bahubal, in our hands, I have 6 sons, I have got 7 daughters, I have got 300 relatives. What is the fight I have seen it now? Fight is that they have made it into a villages, that my villagers have 300 votes and your village have 200. That's what happened in New York. There was a fire going on and guns were fired because 2 groups fought. Now if you have to fight for Guru's house tomorrow, or Guru's property, or Guru's value, then better you don't have to attach yourself to it. Religious exploitation has a limit, and religious mentality has a limit. If somebody wears a bana and calls himself a Khalsa, and his language is not pure, and it does not prove that his faculties have an elevation that of a Guru Sikh, is very shameful. It's not a character which Guru will ever like it. It is very amazing when a mother said in my presence, let him come and see Yogi Ji because he is my son. And the Sevadar said, there are 50 people. Everybody will see him definitely, but see in a line. I cannot break the rule. To my understanding, this is what happens most of the time. The blinding eye of the Maya does not understand a man that God is creator of everybody and every creature equally belongs to that spirit, the soul, the Atma. I think this is one thing we have to learn from Guru Gobind Singh. He said very clearly, and let me remind those who are blind and insufficient in their brain, I like to let them know where I am coming from. इन पुत्रन के शीश पे बार दियो सुत चार, चार मुए तो क्या हुआ, जीवित कई हजार. These are the words of my father. That's what he said. And those idiots who are blind by Maya and by this animal nature of their own things are just not worthy of his grace. He said, my 4 children are dead because of this. What is the idea of, what big deal if the 4 are dead when thousands of my own are living? Sut means disciplined child. Disciplined son is called Sut. And that's what he said. An indifferent and wrong attitude in life does not make a person real. And you, by the force of work and youth, can earn a life. Congratulations. Go ahead. Earn. Grow. Be powerful. Do whatever you have to do. In the end, you will be empty. Because you have not touched your own soul and you have not touched your own reality. It's not practical. And it is not something you all are worried about what shall happen. In 21 years there will be a flood of people. Darling flood. There will be no place for fanatics and there will be no place for lazy. There will be a place for practicing Sikh. There will be a place for those who have kindness of their heart and who live and speak the language of the Guru, not their own. That's the biggest difference. And today when the Shabad was happening and Gurbani was being mentioned and understood, after listening all that, I wonder if we really understood the practical meaning of it. How powerful the combination and permutation of Gurbani and Guru's words is, and how much we can grow under the shelter of it. Let us understand that we have entered the age of Aquarius. Let us understand who are sitting in the Noah's Ark. Let us understand the floods and waters are high. And let us understand at this time, in a solitude practice of Guru's words is the saving grace. I am not worried about those who have determined themselves to be resolved to be indifferent. That's not my property. That's not my power and that's not my privilege. I am only sharing what I know. Whatever Guru has taught is very simple. Live in this world of Maya, live in the words of this household, do whatever you have to do, but live like a lotus, do not pollute your petals. And do not misunderstand, this world doesn't belong to us. It did belong to God, it is belonging to God, and it shall be God's word. You can never own it, and you cannot ever control it, and you cannot be the Lord of it. Direct confrontation with God is not a good idea. And a part cannot be a whole. Udak nebhi naal. A wife who goes indifferent and for her own security or mental projection prostitutes herself in the eyes of Lord, and the man who does the same are the same indifferent people. Is not real. Householder of a Sikh is a directive household, is a constructive household. It is not personal and likes and dislike. And I'll close myself by telling you a story. There was a man in Florida. He had his yacht and he was very rich. And he is very rich right now. I know him, he's alive, therefore I don't want to mention all the details about it. And in his life, all his life he was telling his wife, you are no good. And he said, thank you. Finally it came to the extent that he got her a house separate and asked her to live and gave her a servant and said, this is your life, that's all. She never uttered a word. Once I went to Florida and I saw this arrangement, I said, what do you think is there any price for a devotion? And he laughed at me. He said, is there any life for beauty? I'm fond of beauty. Devotion doesn't, I understand. Do you know this crippled man today has only care for his only wife? Other without that, and he can't sleep, he can't walk, he can't do many things. And now he cries, what is my karma? He says, beauty. I tell him on his face, the beauty. You're fond of beauty. Why don't you now beautify this crippledness? Feel beautiful as crippled you are. I can't. You mean the personal misbehavior and personal curses do not bring karma on you? You are so wrong. You can cheat. Chitragupta tere sang bithai. You can cheat anything you want to cheat. You are at liberty. But where you can take your own consciousness and your own intelligence, which is sitting on your shoulder recording everything every day in subconscious. Have you heard the word Akashic records? Who's lying who? I lie to myself. And then I'm saying I'm truthful. What a justice. Oh, look at this. Look at this beauty of life. Marvelous. Appa na swarya jivan harya. You have not disciplined yourself. You have lost the life game of the life. Look at these people. Look at this ego. Look at these Napoleons. 3 times this Napoleon, this short size egomaniac, fought wars. And each time got defeated. Each time his general told him what to do, and each time he said, I know better. And each time he lost. Finally lost in Waterloo. And word got rid of this monster. Look at Hitler. Nothing shall move without my orders. And one day he was so tired, they gave him a morphine. He slept up to 1 o'clock. By that time, the Allied got into the Normandy and had their hold. Had he could be awakened, and his elite groups could have been flown in, history would have been different. I has destroyed all those who have tried to lean on I. Because those who lean on I will never open their third eye. They will never see reality. Their one way or the other to justify hatred will continue. And that is man trail. Married to fun, loyal to none. You know the greatest saying of the 60s? And now we can say married to commotions, have no loyalty to any rightful notion. We cannot decide who we are. Somebody wants to live young. They do not want to live as 60-year-old. It is amazing to me. I have never seen this parity in this entire world. A person who is 60-year-old or 70-year-old or 80-year-old refuses to be 80-year-old and live as 80-year-old. This gentleman at 65, almost at my age, when I was 65, we have almost birthday a few days different. I'm explaining you things which I have experienced. He went on skiing. 65-year-old went on skiing, came back with 2 broken legs. I don't understand what skiing is this. Well, he wants to be 18. It's amazing. And then they give you the example. This man, 84-year-old, got married. They do not tell the whole story of the person. They just have one example to let everybody know. The entire world knows that out of 10, every 2 women will die of cancer, and that too of breast, but they will never take a cold shower. Everybody knows. Every female knows that every emotional indifference will mess up her menstruation. You know, Guru life is very simple. It tells you to meditate, it tells you to do this, it tells you to do that. It's such a detailed study. It has nothing to gain from you. It has nothing to lose to you. Because to Guru, you are him and he is you. And that's what you have not understood. You have the same Judo-Christian background of guilt, that you are separate from God. For God's sake, just learn what Guru says. You are one with him and he is one with you. And there's no difference. Do not ever represent as a Khalsa that you are representing yourself. You are representing the very spirit, very focus and very face of Guru Gobind Singh. That's what when we take our Guru out, we will chant to Mahakal. We'll chant the mantra. Because that's what we believe. That's what we have understood. That's what humanity has come to understand. It is not that we are selling white clothes and boutiques and chunnis and this and that or turbans. That's not our way of life. That's not our idealism either. We took a color of purity, color of 7 colors, and put a discipline what Guru gave us. And we'll stand by it. With no deviation. And we shall never ever follow a group situation. We are not a group. We have understood in infinity. And when we read in Japji from Guru Nanak, Akal Murath Ajuni Saibhang Guru Prasad, we'll understand that, and that's what we are going to live. Those who are still trying to infiltrate or influence our tomorrow by the Indian culture. We love India. We love Indians. We love their culture. But that culture is not going to subject the beauty and the duty of the Khalsa. Let us all understand once for all. The Sikhism has crossed the river of Satluj, and now it is all over the world to give guidance to entire humanity. And those who have much love for Punjab should go and live in Punjab. Those who love America should stay in America. But those who love the Guru have to go all over the world without any misunderstanding whatsoever. Wherever we are and whatever we are the Sikhs of the Guru. And whether we are right or wrong, the correction comes from Guru's Bani. And purifying our ego. It's amazing. One gentleman was telling me, I have a phobia. What kind of phobia? I can't go home. Can you believe that? He's a professional. His office was on the top of the building like a football ground. I said, Khalsa ji, you look to me full-fledged. What is your phobia? He said, I have phobia from everything. I said, you have not heard the word nirpau, nirvair? Akal Murath Ajuni Saibhang Guru Prasad? It is amazing how our mind rules us. And we hear the Guru said, Munda Santok Sarampar Choli Dhyan ki kare babut, Kinta Kal Kuari Kaya Jugrinda Pratit, Ai Panthi Saljamati Man Jeete Jag Jeet, Ades Tise Ades, Ad Anil Anad Anahet Jug Jugago Ves. I told him, read this body of the Japji. I have never read Japji. I said, what kind of Sikh you are? All right, make a tape of this. Listen to this. Sunte Puneet. It may purify you. And I was very glad this morning when I got a call and he said, no, I sleep well and I have no phobia. I said, you must have taken some medicine. He said, no, I'm keeping that tape around me all the time. I'm listening, I'm understanding, I have developed a consciousness now. I'm sorry I've been so negligent and so arrogant. I say ignorance has a solution, arrogance has no solution. Let us understand what we are ready for. We are ready for that situation which is coming in the next 20 years. We are ready for the situation to welcome all those who belong to us and they want to join the order of the Khalsa. We are ready with our handicaps. We are ready with our handicaps, with our weaknesses, with our pain and displeasure, to happily welcome those who shall like to come. And we have to come out as a spiritual, sovereign Khalsa nation, not expecting any help from anywhere except Akal Purkh. And we have to be in Akal Murath and keep going. That's how we started. That's where we have come up to. And that's where it should continue. Many came in us and many left. Many will come to us and some may leave. But that's all right. But we'll continue the discipline and the legacy which our father Guru Gobind Singh gave us. From now onward and forever, we shall flourish with prosperity and with the power of the holy Naam. And that's our identity. We all take spiritual name, and that's the calling of our spirit. And we shall not drift. We shall not create a rift. We'll move, we'll go, grow, and glow in the grace of our Guru. And that is very fulfillment, so that at the end we can close our eyes in the end of the time and can say, I was Guru's, Guru was mine. And we can utter with grace and satisfaction, Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh. May His grace and purity be His, and may all victory be His. May we learn from Him to sacrifice all what we have, but live in the glory of His command and God's will. Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, give it to me.
Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh. It's now time for the children, and all children in the Sangat are welcome to sit here with the other children, even if you haven't gone to the rehearsal.
It's very good.
It is all yours. You can sit down wherever you choose. You are all free to sit down properly and very firmly. Now concentrate on your leader.
Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh.
Later.
Satsangiji, Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh. It's our privilege today to recognize the service of one in our community who has gone out and represented us in a very exemplary fashion in terms of her profession and her service in the means of serving those who need healing energy. And this is Shanti Shanti Kaur in her service through Immune Fitness and her work. She is going to be moving to New Mexico after a trip to India. So it's our privilege to recognize that service that she's given in Guru's name today.
This is called profession by our own right.
Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh.
Please, are you on it? Please don't misunderstand when I said she is moving to New Mexico. She's a married woman and she has a household. And she's a very honorable and respectable woman. She has built her energy and her identity as a personal person. That does not mean that she is not discharging all her other duties. I want to make it very clear and with no misunderstanding. Her moving to New Mexico is also in the type of research and continuity she wants to do. There are three types of people in this world. Those who drag others, those who do not let others sleep, and those who walk with them, and in their light there are millions who can walk. So continued behavior of personalities is either you are just a drag, or you are a dud, or you are just absolutely living vibrant grace. If you understand our work as you do not all understand, you will have tons and tons and tons of respect for her. And she's a very exemplary woman who is doing it just absolutely in silence. And there is a lot of support for her in every heart who knows what goodness is. And if she becomes successful in her research, it will turn America around. Therefore, I want to be very clear. And where is her husband? Is he around? Yeah, do you support her?
Yes, sir, I do.
You love her?
Yes, sir.
You understand her?
Very much so.
So I want to put this on an affirmation. And can you both stand and can explain to the Sangat, because the statement is very misleading and I don't like any shadow or of any type. Yeah, you stand up too. And explain how you are going to run the household, how you are working, and I absolutely, both of you, I don't want any misunderstanding whatsoever. Who's going to speak?
Well, I will certainly be under the wing of the Sri Singh Sahib here. I will visit often. I will take care of myself. And, carry our flag here in Los Angeles with your, my prayers, with you and my prayers in New Mexico. And I'll visit often.
We will have two homes.
welcome,
See how wise she is.
we welcome people in each of our homes, the home in New Mexico and the home here in Los Angeles.
As I have 3 houses, and I have no house. Where I go, I throw the master bedroom owner out and I'm in. That's one house. Second is I have a home in Espanola, I have a home in Albuquerque, which I seldom get to once a while when I can, and I have home here. And I actually am the only living homeless person. Because fact is, one day I have got to go home and I'm just stuck here. And the faculty of a Sikh in bifurcated self is realization of love. And love is all-prevailing, all-loving, and clarity. What is a Sikh? To me, if it is impossible, who makes it possible is a Sikh. You know, you do not know me, that's your problem. If you understand little bit about me, you can understand. And it's very simple, it doesn't cost anything. Just dig out the word impossible out of your dictionary. Everything is possible. And I have believed, not only, I've seen it, where it is absolutely, God crying impossible, God comes through to make it possible. And that's how I understood the word Ang Sang Wahe Guru. I would like to assure you, I'll skin him alive with the jalapenos if you find anything wrong. I'm also encircling around him like a cone, so don't worry about it. But do your work and save the world if you can. And come out with that research. I have 2 things to do. I'm asking Satkaur also to come out with that book. I want you to come out with this research so the world may know it is a hope. And there's a lot of hope, a lot of work you have done. So you will have homes, mi casa, su casa, doesn't matter any difference. And actually that's what I was saying, Sikh has a home everywhere. Goodness and godliness is everywhere. Only where there is ego, there is no ego. So may you both live in grace and show the world that love is forever and never say never. Thank you. Now.
daughters of the Khalsa, in your strength our future lies. Give our fearless mind, see the world. Long as heroes steady as give our life to guide mind and soul. Mind and जिस पास बैठिया सोइए सबना दा हिस्सा सो कहो टल सेविए एन सो सहज सुभाए दर्शन परसिए गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए दर्शन परसिए गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जीओ एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आसा महला तीजा छंद कर तीजा धन धन श्री गुरु अमरदास जीओ धन धन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जीओ साजन मेरे प्रीतमो तुम सैकी भगत करे हो साजन मेरे प्रीतमो तुम सैकी भगत करे हो गुर सेवो सदा अपना नाम पदार्थ ले हो भगत करो तुम सहे केरी जो सह प्यारे पावे अपना तुम करो ता फिर से खुशी न आवे भगत भाव ओ मार्ग बिखड़ा गुरुद्वारे को पावे कहे नानक जिस करे कृपा सो हर भगति चित लावे मेरे मन बैरागिया तू बैराग कर किस दिखावे हर सोयला तिन सद सदा जो हर गुण गावे कर बैराग तू छोड़ पखंड सो सो सब किछ जाने जल थल मैयल को सोई गुरमुख हुक्म पछाणे जिन हुक्म पछाता हरि केरा सोई सर्ब सुख पावे इव कहे नानक सो बैरागी आन दिन हर लिव लावे जय जय मन तू तामदा तै तै हर तेरे नाले मन सियाणप छोड़िए गुर का शब्द संभाले साथ तेरे सो सदा है एक खिन हर नाम संभाले जन्म जन्म के तेरे पाप कटे अंत परम पद पावे साचे नाल तेरा गंढ लागे गुरमुख सदा संभाले यो कहे नानक जय मन तू तामदा तै हर तेरा सदा नाले जन्म जन्म के तेरे पाप कटे अंत परम पद पावे ਸਾਚੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਗੰਢ ਲਾਗੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਸਦਾ ਸੰਭਾਲੇ ਇਉਂ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੈ ਮਨ ਤੂੰ ਧਾਮਦਾ ਤੈ ਹਰ ਤੇਰੇ ਸਦਾ ਨਾਲੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
There is but one God, by true Guru's grace, He is met. Asa, third channel of infinite truth, rhythm. O my friend and intimate, devote thyself to the meditation of Lord the Spouse. Ever serve thou thy Guru and obtain the wealth of the name. O my friend and intimate, devote thyself to the meditation of Lord the Spouse. Ever serve thou thy Guru and obtain the wealth of the name. Perform thou the service of the Master, which service is pleasing to the dear groom. If thou walk according to thy own will, then the spouse shall not be pleased with thee. This way of love worship is difficult. Through the Guru some rare one finds it. Says Nanak, he to whom God shows mercy attaches his mind to his meditation. O my detached soul, whom showest thou thy indifference toward the world? They who sing God's praise are ever and ever in divine bliss. Detach thyself from the world and thy hypocrisy. He, the Lord, knows everything. The one Lord is pervading the ocean, desert, earth, and the sky. The one who finds will the Lord's will. He alone who recognizes the order of God receives all the comforts. Thus says Nanak, night and day remains absorbed in God's love. Wherever thou wanderest, O my mind, there the Lord is with thee. Shed thou thy cleverness, O my mind, and deliberate over the Guru's hymns. He, the bridegroom, is ever with thee, even if thou rememberest God's name for a moment. Thy sins of many births shall be washed off, and in the end thou shalt attain the supreme status. Thou shalt patch up with the true Lord by ever remembering Him through the Guru. Thus says Nanak, wherever thou goes, O my mind, thither God is ever with thee. Thus says Nanak, wherever thou goes, O my mind, thither God is ever with thee. Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh. This hukam is from Guru Amardas Ji, and he says there's just one God. By the great Guru's technology, union with that Lord is obtained. And then he says, O my friend and beloved, devote yourself to the meditation on the Lord, the true spouse. By ever serving thou thy Guru, you shall obtain the wealth of the name. Perform thou the Guru's seva, the seva of the Master. Such a service is pleasing to the dear groom. If you try to walk according to your own ego and will, then the spouse will not be pleased with thee. This way of devotion and love worship is difficult, says Guru Amar Das, and through the Guru's teaching, some rare one finds and succeeds at it. Says Nanak, he whom God shows his mercy comes to attach his mind to the Lord's meditation. O my detached soul, says Guru, who you have such an indifference to the one world, to the one Lord who created this world. Those who ever sing God's praises, they are ever and ever in divine bliss. Separate yourself from the world and Maya, and shed your ego and hypocrisy. The Lord knows everything. The one Lord pervades the ocean, the desert, the earth, the sky, all the
They
regions.
do not know the meaning of hypocrisy. I just heard it.
Detach yourself from the world and shed your duality, your
Tell them what hypocrisy means.
saying one thing and doing another. The Lord knows everything. The one Lord is pervading the ocean, the desert, the earth, and the sky. That one who resigns himself to Guru's will comes to recognize the Lord's will. He alone who recognizes the hukam of God receives all the comforts. Thus says Nanak, such a meditator night and day remains totally absorbed in God's love. Wherever you go, O my mind, is with thee. Give up your cleverness and your games, O my mind, and meditate over the Guru's body,
How can they give their cleverness?
the head that contains it. He, the bridegroom, is ever with thee. Even if you remember God's name just for a moment, He'll always be there with you. The sins of many births will be washed off, and in the end, you will attain the supreme status. Patch up your relationship with the true Lord by ever remembering Him through the Guru. Thus says Nanak, wherever you go, God will be with you. So Guru concludes and says, patch up your relationship with the true Lord by ever remembering God through the Guru. Thus says Nanak, wherever you go and whatever you do, there God will be with you. Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa, Wahe Guruji ki Fateh.
This is a hukum very rare, and it is from the man, God-man, who got it through service, Guru Amar Das. Guru Amar Das has a very special place in the heart of every man. So what he is saying is not being understood. That you think, you rationalize, you argue, and you find yourself secure. The competence of ego is in your maturity, but competence of your grace in your infinity. Understand in deeply, then we can understand. Guru's words must be understood. When you are competent, when you in your I is competent, then you in your thou is incompetent. You cannot have two things in your life. You cannot solitary and complain that you are solitary and then have all the disgrace with infinity. And that's what this is all about. So Guru says, let this hypocrisy go, let this, your drama should stop. Try to understand that you are part of infinity and infinity is part of you. And see through that way the God will. Not that I am intelligent, I am powerful, I am mature, now I am grown up, I can decide everything. Yes, this I will decide only what I can decide. When I start deciding, the third I will never decide. That I which sees everything. Life has a mutual facets of life. You can fool once, you can fool twice, you cannot fool thrice. That is not the way life is. And you see in your life, this is what Guru fits in here. You will see even Bairagis and solitaries and all this spiritual ego is the worst. And a spiritual man thinks that because a lot of people respect him and love him and they listen to him, therefore he can say or do whatever he wants to say, or she can do whatever she wants to. Fact is, this is not true. Wherever there is an ego, you will find there is a hypocrisy in action. That insecurity of the I will close your third eye and you will not see what reality is. And when you don't see the reality and infinity, you look very single and very scared. Have you seen some people? Those who mark their places. Have you seen those people who mark their path? Have you seen people who mark their relationship? They are so indifferent to deal with nuisance that they make no sense. If a person with all these sense cannot deal with the nuisance, what sense that person has? If a doctor cannot deal with a patient, what kind of doctor is that? Have you seen any doctor in the relationship who say, I'll not touch the patient, I'll not take his pulse, I'll not take his temperature, I'll not discuss with him his life, and I am the doctor? Will that doctor practice ever? Will a Sikh of the Guru will ever be a Sikh of the Guru if he sheds away from the reality of the entire word and his pain? Isn't that insanity? It is that insanity you have to deal with sense, and that sense must not be yours. It must come from the Guru. And that's why here Guru is teaching you back and forth and telling you, go ahead. God is with you. And wherever you go, God shall be there. Only simply reach out. If you cannot learn this from ATT, then you cannot learn anywhere. I mean, in American commercial, I see every day what Guru has been teaching for all these centuries. Simply, you can pick up the right word and right notion of it. I hope we are what reality is, what our Guru is, Our growth should never be confined. It should be ever infinite, spreading and glowing. Doesn't matter what the voltage of the bulb is, if it doesn't spread the light, it is no bulb at all. This hukum will carry us through in the word and in the spirit, as Guru says. Wahe Guruji ka Khalsa.